Okay, let's do the the one that we've been alluding to for quite some time. And I have been kind of elusive in how I'm presenting this, but project code and project management, tying tools together. This is all done with a couple of Alfred workflows that I have written for myself that make this very simple. Now, something I do, or rather don't do, is create new one off projects in OmniFocus. I don't do it, I let Alfred do that for me. And whenever I do that, it creates that project code for me automatically. It adds it to a master list of project codes. It creates a folder for me in a specific location in my iCloud Drive that then ties to that particular project. But it also creates a markdown file for notes about that particular project. But it also creates links to all those other pieces from each of those places. I know, complicated. I'll show it all to you here shortly. The piece to keep in mind is that I need to be able to get to reference material and my notes from any of those places, or get back to the OmniFocus project from any of those places quickly. But I also need to be able to nail down and get to each of those areas by a search as well. So let me just run this once, show you what it does, and it'll all click once you see the individual pieces together, okay? So I'm going to invoke Alfred, which is kind of hard to see because I like dark backgrounds on things. P, which is short for my project run. You can kind of see some of this starting to show up here already. P, N for create a new project, and then I'm going to give it a title. So I'm just going to call this test, and whenever I hit enter, let it do its magic. Okay, now what just happened? Okay, let's go back into OmniFocus. First thing you see, if you look in the project list on the bottom left, it has now created a new project with that project code called test. Let me go to that particular project. Obviously, there's nothing in it, but if you notice, there is a note on this. If we take a look at this note, you'll see two things. One, it has an NV Ultra link to find that particular project. It also has a link to a file folder. Now, I'm lucky enough to be on the NV Ultra beta. I absolutely adore the app. Brett Terpstra and Penny Fletcher have done a fantastic job with it, and I love it. This particular workflow, we could alter it to use NVAlt as well. Now, if I click on that particular link, it opens up NV Ultra, and it's searching for test, and I can see that right here. But what you also see is whenever I get to that particular markdown file, I now have a link that takes me back to that particular OmniFocus project. So just as an example, if I go to my inbox, go back into NV Ultra, click on that, it takes me to that particular project. Now, that makes it easy to get back and forth from my notes and such, but where the real magic and the piece that I absolutely love this comes in is taking a look at the file folder. So let me click this other link down here in the bottom right. If I go to that particular one, you'll notice that it immediately opened up my directory and lets me take a look at that particular folder on my iCloud Drive, which is where I store everything on my particular computer. There are two files inside that directory. One is that markdown file, which if you're in computer Unix world, it's a symlink that takes me to the file that is in that master notes directory that's used on NV Ultra. Basically, it's just a copy. It's a shortcut. Think of it as that. So if I were to open up that particular file, it's going to open it up in Multi-Markdown Composer, which is what I use to do all my writing. That's the exact same file. Just as an example, if I were to add some text, say hi, and then go back into NV Ultra, it now says hi. It's that simple. So this allows me to jump back and forth, essentially. Save that, get back out of it. So from here in NV Ultra, I can make those edits to that text. I can click on this, get me to the OmniFocus project, and the bottom right, I can go back to that file folder. Now here's the really cool one. From this particular location inside my file directory, say I have my files there, but I want to take a look at my reference material for OmniFocus, it creates this internet location file. Turns out you can make these for an OmniFocus project, and it opens it up right back where I was. just so you can see that cleanly. If I'm on my inbox, go back to that internet location, it opens up that particular spot in OmniFocus. Hopefully you can start to see all of this. I have a folder for each project that's created automatically. Inside that folder, it can take me to a notes file and my OmniFocus project. I can do the same thing from OmniFocus, get to my notes file, but also get to that project folder. Within the NV Ultra text file, I can jump to the OmniFocus project. All three of those are linked, so I can get to and from each one. The beauty of this is just enormous whenever you're actually working and functioning with it, because it's awesome to be able to jump into a project, need to see the source material for it, quickly grab a link that takes me right where I need to be. Instead of opening up Finder and navigating my way over there, just click the link and go. It's super simple. Same thing whenever I am working on, working with OmniFocus 3.0 here. I'm working on a lot of video files, but I'm often referencing my notes for it, which I can just click a link, click that shortcut that opens up my notes for it. If it's already open, it just opens me in that particular location. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So this workflow is available to you. I also have this in my GitHub repository for you to download. So there's a link in the course material for this. Please go try this out. It's awesome. I absolutely love this thing. Makes it super simple to get around and find what it is I need. Now, there's one more piece to this. Let's say that I'm working on one project, but I need to quickly jump over to a different project. There's another subset here to do in Alfred. So let me open up Alfred. P, instead of new, we're going to go F. And let's go to, if I just start typing Omni, it's searching for those. And I can find the particular projects that I want to go to. So let me jump to this particular project. It's going to open up the file directory for that. And now you can see the files that I'm using for that. Again, here is the OmniFocus project for this particular video course. It's that simple. Absolutely love this thing. I'm continuing to tweak and work on it, so if you decide to use this, find some advancements to it, please let me know. But as far as I can tell, this thing has been working really, really smooth. I've been using it for months now and love this thing. So project management and project codes made simple, combining OmniFocus with the Finder and Markdown files. Absolutely love this thing. One more thing though, there is a way to keep track of all this list. So let's go back over to NV Ultra. One thing you'll see here in the left is this project codes file. This is the master, okay? This is absolutely everything. So from here, I can open the text file for any of these particular projects. So again, if I wanted to go to that particular test one, there we are. I jump straight to it, and now I can jump to that project in OmniFocus. But this whole thing has my whole list of these projects going on in them, and it just adds a new one at the top. As you can see, it has the test project added there. If I ever need to go reference an old project in years to come, a simple search will show me all of them. Again, I could use the Alfred search to hunt those down as well, but it pulls from both the archive and the main list as well. So it's absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend you go take a look at this thing.